Welcome to All Board Board Game Show, where we remake historic board games. I'm Jonathan Bradley. I'm the Assistant Director for Learning Environments and Innovative Technologies here at the University Libraries of Virginia Tech. And I'm accompanied by...
I'm Kira Dietz. I'm the Assistant Director of Special Collections and University Archives. And this is not my, well, I was going to say this project was Jonathan's idea, but it didn't take much to sucker me into it. So
Yeah.
last stream, I got here really late. I'm very excited to be here at the start of stream today.
Yep. She got all the knowledge about history stuff.
I didn't prepare once again. I'm
Uh,
going to be looking stuff up as we go.
that's fine. This is Twitch. This is where you come when you didn't prepare ahead of time.
Yes.
If you prepared ahead of time, we'd be on YouTube. Maybe.
We have another person joining us, but the mic issues are happening. So
yeah, she sounds real quiet right now.
Well, she's super quiet now because she's muted.
Yep. The most quiet.
So what are we doing, Jonathan? What did we leave off doing?
That's a great question. So this is a scan that Kira and her department so graciously provided to us of
with help from the digitization lab.
with
Yay, digitization lab.
Yep, with help from the digitization lab. This is of a board game, a French board game made by the Van Houten Cocoa Company, right?
Correct. Yep, a Dutch company.
A Dutch company.
Cocoa company, French board game.
French board game. This board game is how old?
1892, 1891, 92-ish.
See, told you, she got all the history knowledge. Very old board game. We are going to make a facsimile of this.
Yay.
What were you were going to say something, I interrupted you.
Oh, no, I was going to say it was a Ye Olde board game. But it's not Ye Olde. It's not that old.
Aw. I mean, everything past a certain point is just Ye Olde, let's be honest. So the board game is in a little rough shape because it's, like over 100 years old, like 130 years old or whatever. So we're trying to fix up the scan so it can be printed out and we can make a facsimile of it. And last time we went through and cut off the edges of the board so that it was only the actual printed portion, because we don't want to print the part of the scan that includes the leather cover piece that's underneath of board game surfaces. I'm sure there's a name for that, but I don't know what it is. We put some borders on it. We also stretched and deformed it just slightly because I guess this portion, the image portion, had gotten a little, I don't know if deformed's the right word. It wasn't quite square, and we want it to be square so it could be printed easily. And so we did a little bit of transforming, which that one was interesting, but we did get that to work out. We got a little red border. And then we were going through and kind of cleaning up this center crease where the board actually bends. It's been ripped over the years a little bit in that area. It's also kind of smushed together. And so that's a fun thing we're going to attempt to do on this one, which is like cut it down the middle and then like add a little bit of space in between and then glue all that space together so that it looks right. I'm sure there are real technical terms in the world of like photo editing for what all of this stuff is called, but
we're not using any of them.
But we're not using any of them. This is a show about winging it, you know?
Ooh. There are no wings on this board, but we could, we'll look around and see if we can come up with a board with wings.
Yeah. I mean, all of my shows on Twitch are about winging it, so I don't know that this one's special in any way, but that is how it seems to work. Okay, so this is the part of the board we want to stretch because this is basically like the center of the crease, but also not the center of the crease. That's a challenge because I guess it creases in two places where it bends, because it also kind of creases like just like right here underneath of that.
Yeah, this is a very pretty large board game that's in like it's got a nice little cover. Well, not little, a nice cover, but has been folded in half for quite a long time.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. So in GIMP, you can increase the canvas size, which you can do in Photoshop too. It's not unique to GIMP. Which we're gonna do. We'll make some guesses about how much we actually probably need to increase it by to make this cut and create this empty space. But I'm kind of pondering before we do that where we actually want to cut. This seemed like the most obvious place, but like if you look at the E here, like that's all kind of mashed up, and this N is kind of mashed up like right here as well.
That seems legit.
Oh, hey, somebody's here. Somebody who's going to introduce themselves.
Am I going to introduce myself?
Yeah, you didn't introduce yourself earlier when we were introducing ourselves.
Hi, I'm Alice. I am manager of Students Media and Lending Services. My dog is barking.
Yeah, that happens. Dogs bark a lot.
They
I mean,
do.
what's your opinion? Alice, cut it here or cut it to the south about, I don't know, 10 pixels, whatever that might be?
So
That's-
why for
Because
to
we need
like
to
expand
yeah
it?
to expand where it's kind of where it's been folded on itself and it's kind of mushed together.
I think
Like you can see right here that there's like a break as well. I don't know. We may have to expand it twice, like cut in two
Yeah.
places and then like leave this portion in the middle.
I think that's accurate because it also makes sense for the physical folding. Like usually it's not a single seam.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'm going to cut it differently. Before the thing started, they were joking that this is actually Alice and Kira make more work for Jonathan, or what was it?
No. It said it was Alice and Kira provide commentary while Jonathan tries to do something productive.
Oh, that was the generous one. I didn't think it was accurate.
I had something, I don't remember exactly how I originally phrased it to Alice, but hey, I'm being productive too. I wrote a custom command for this show. So there we go.
Wow. Ooh, ah.
So maybe cut like here. This seems to be kind of where the next cut is happening, where the next fold is happening. Okay. There's that. So this is the area we're going to do a cut, and we're going to add space on top and bottom of this. Could just cut into a new layer. Maybe just do that. Start adding layers. You get all
Layers
going
of cocoa.
layer-
Let's add layers of cocoa.
Layers of cocoa. Are you gonna label your layers?
No. I'm not a responsible work person. If you wanted someone who was going to be more responsible, it shouldn't have been me.
Hey, if you're watching our stream, label your layers.
Label, yeah, be better than me. Right, we need to highlight this one.
Especially if you're planning to hand it off to someone else at any point, which even Jonathan might. It's really good to label your layers.
Why isn't this thing showing up? Where did it go?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever labeled my layers either, but you know, that's okay. I don't do this kind of work very often. I usually only have like 2 layers and then I just crush them together anyway. So.
I am so sad. I'm so sad for everyone. Sad.
Yeah, but we all also know that I am very controlling and I don't turn projects over to other people, so it's my mess to deal with.
I mean, that's fair, but it's like metadata, you know? You're an archivist. You know.
You know, you're an archivist, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
you know metadata.
Where's it going? Why is it not actually just control? All right, we're in control copy instead of control cut. And then we'll go up here. We'll hide this one. And it's gone. There's nothing showing up. That's weird. Okay.
Oh no, we broke everything.
I'll tell you what, every time I go on stream to do something like on Twitch, that's when GIMP is like, but what if I didn't work?
But isn't that like characteristic of software? Because I was teaching a workshop on Friday morning and trying to do a live demo of a CSV upload, and my spreadsheet was all ready to go. And apparently Omeka decided that was the day that there was something wrong with, we kept getting errors and I couldn't upload my spreadsheets. So, live demo time is always when things go wrong.
Is it the same
There's
issues that we were having last week, or is it new fun issues?
new
Or
fun
last time?
issues. Okay. All right. It looks like it is in here now. So that new way of
There
doing
we
things
go.
worked. Is
Did we just wander into Mario?
that's not
Hey, that
Mario.
was Zelda.
Wow.
You know what? I don't want to hear it right now.
Canvas size. Wait, what was the measurements on this? How much did I have selected? Yeah, we'll just guess at it. I don't actually know
Yeah.
how much height we need to add to it. We're at 10,568 pixels. I don't know, there's probably a more scientific way of doing this than guessing. But what if we just guessed?
But what if we just guessed? We're not labeled. Oh no!
Now we're back.
Wait,
Oh, okay.
what just happened?
We momentarily were not streaming.
Just
Oh no.
momentarily. Is that enough? Doesn't seem like enough. Let's resize the canvas again. Add.
Trying to get my
That seems-
mod layout set up.
Seems like a good amount, maybe. Yeah, I'm just
So-
gonna say yes.
So, the board game is currently in my office, and I feel like I want to get it out and set it next to me just so I can see the whole thing. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, it's sort of like having the box when you're doing a puzzle, you know?
Yeah.
I mean that is kind of what we're doing right now. Is a puzzle.
It is true. It is true.
Control.
It's okay, Crystal. It's okay.
Control cut. Edit. Paste into. Paste as new layer in place. Pasted layer. But didn't paste. Okay, so
don't layer paste into your cocoa. That seems like bad advice.
It does.
maybe instead of cutting, we just need to copy because for whatever reason cutting it doesn't work right. That seems to be potentially what's going on, maybe.
Fingers crossed, maybe.
Yeah, it seemed to work this time.
Better we cut the image than the actual board game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a bad thing to do when it comes to, preserving things. I'm not an archivist, but
you play one on stream.
I talk to one on stream.
Fair.
Oh, moved it too much.
This work is too nuanced for me on a Monday. I would just
It
be like,
is.
the stream would have ended 10 minutes ago. I would have been like, nope.
Fair.
That looks pretty good. Is it lined up on both sides? Let's check. No, it's not. Can I just hit
I mean,
the
that is
arrow
the tricksy
key?
part of things with hinges. They're almost never even anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's some, it's definitely getting compressed at an angle slightly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just do the best we can. I need to get it lined up with the actual canvas though before we take the next step. Normally I would just kind of line it up by eye, but This one's so big, when I click and move it, it's not really showing me a preview.
Yeah.
So doing it the harder way. I think that's it though.
That looks pretty good.
It needs to go back to the right a little bit. We went too far to the left. All right, that looks good. Does it look good on this side? Looks pretty good. Um, all right, let me see. It looks like they match up pretty well.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Okay. So we've got
Sorry.
this piece, which this piece also needs to be moved actually, because this needs to be moved down. All right, that's probably pretty good there as well. So then we probably just need to cut everything below that line out. I'm gonna tell it to do no selections. Wait, how'd that one get moved over? Dang it.
Oh no, they're moving on their own.
No.
Classic. It could just be the frame or something.
Maybe the board game files are haunted.
Very possible.
I mean, I hear a lot of things in special collections are haunted.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we have our suspicions. I can't prove anything, but
What do you think is haunted?
well, there are some they're not like people come in and they're like, I want to know about like local ghost stories. There aren't really like a whole lot of local ghost stories, but I think there's one story about like a fairy person with a lantern walking in the dark. So not here per se, just in this region, but we don't have any books bound in human skin, so I don't think they're haunted. But we got some books about some stuff about ghost stories. Maybe those are haunted. I don't know. Now we've got some random artifacts. Maybe they're haunted. I don't know.
Did you say a fairy person walking with a lantern?
Ferry, like a
F.
ferryman.
Oh, like a ferryman.
Yep.
So is that a trope? Weird figure walking with a lantern
I think so.
that contains a soul.
Well, I mean, this story doesn't necessarily suggest that they think that the person carries a soul. It's just
Yeah.
a person with a lantern. But I think, broadly speaking, that's a trope. Yes.
Okay. We were talking about
Dungeons and Dragons.
no,
Soul jars.
no. Did I mess this up? Is this thing not as wide as it's supposed to be? Did I not cut the whole thing? That's what I'm starting to think's happened. That's why it's not looking right. No, so I was talking about Over the Garden Wall, and there is a Tom Waits song called Black Market Baby, and he has the lyrics in the song about a man who's walking through the woods and carrying a lantern, and the lantern contains a soul. And I was like, that sounds very like reminiscent of Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that just like a thing that a lot of people talk about?
It's a good question. But if
looking
you
this up.
if you haven't watched, as am I, if you haven't watched Over the Garden Wall, you should. 10 out of 10
Absolutely.
recommend.
What have I done over here? Where did the buttons for viewing these layers go? Visible. Make it visible. Okay. Why make this smaller or something? No, this is too small for. Oh, there they are. Okay. Maybe I made that smaller. Maybe that was the problem. All right. So then we need to cut the top of this. Well, we need to cut everything below it. So let's hide those. Let's get this. Let's go off screen slightly.
I don't know how we're going to find this many people to play this board game when we finally get to playing it. There are a lot of kids in that picture playing this game.
I'm going to make the argument we don't need that many. I think you could play this
But-
game with just 2 people, though.
We haven't translated the rules yet. Maybe it says we have to have 6 children.
They have to be children.
And they
This is
have
a
to be
ga-
children.
This is
So
a
their
game.
souls can be stolen by the cans of hot cocoa.
Oh, no. Halloween, spooky time.
Yeah, we're gonna.
They're streaming on Halloween. This is gonna be on Halloween too.
Oh, are we streaming on Halloween? Uh-oh.
That is what is.
Yeah, I think we are, actually.
Is Jonathan gonna be all costumed up?
No.
He should be.
As what? A can of cocoa?
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna need to make you some sort of cocoa-oriented hat.
Oh, I love that. 10 out of 10. Great idea.
I thought I already moved this one down, but maybe I didn't. Okay, well, let's just move this one down.
Don't do that. Not you.
No.
I love to play is Alice talking to Jonathan or her dogs.
Sorry. Sorry. Try
Jonathan,
to-
don't do that.
I'm trying to remember to turn the volume down each time, but I don't always.
I mean, sometimes you need to just tell me not to do that. It's fine.
It's true.
Wait, which one?
True stories.
Which one? That's not the right one. Why is that moving? I'm not even on that layer. I'm on the... Oh, no, wait, I am on that layer. No,
Oh no.
I was wrong.
If only you had labeled your layers.
Ooh.
Ouch.
I'm gonna back out of the virtual room slowly.
Rude.
Rude but true.
Taking my pain and mocking it.
You know, even if you label your layers though, I mean, I think it's a rite of passage amongst people using art programs to do something on the wrong layer.
Yeah. Did I cut? I don't know that S is cut in the right place. Maybe it is cut in the right place. Because the dice doesn't line up. If you got to go back up for the dice to line up.
It's really hard to tell that zoomed out,
I mean,
I would say.
there's all these like layer lines where things aren't quite matching where they're supposed to.
Yeah, those blue lines are really ticky-tacky.
I'm not even really so much looking at the blue lines. I'm looking at the stuff that's in the image here.
Yeah, but that you can fudge a little bit more than the...
But I don't want
kind
to
of
make
geometric
a
lines.
weird, tall, rectangular dice. Because that's what we were
Were-
headed towards.
Fudge, Alice, are you making cocoa puns?
Ha
Wow.
ha 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 ha. I was not, but now I am.
I don't know. I want to say that's pretty close right there in that general vicinity. This stuff up here, the clothing lines up pretty well. Most
I
of
think so. Yeah, that right there.
What if we just fill in everything between there? That seems hard. There's a lot of
It's a
detail in there.
That's a lot. I mean, you can copy some things. Some things will be copyable. And just sort of like, whatchamacallit?
Did we go too high? Did we go too tall? Is this gap too much? I think that
So
gap might
many,
be.
so many questions.
I don't think so, based off of the locations of. Again, I'm following the geometric lines because I would think that those are kind of going to line up more easily.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's close. The thing I'm concerned about, the reason I think they might be slightly too high is that this girl's elbow seems like it should be ending like right here. And you can see just the sliver of it down here on the bottom.
I mean,
Assuming that's the bottom of her elbow and that's not like part
Yeah.
of her dress. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
have the original.
I think it is. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can grab it.
Because there's kind
wondering-
of some shading right here in this general vicinity that could be something similar. She has a lot of little markings and stuff on her dress.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's possible that that folded slightly differently than the rest too, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some weird folds when you just look throughout there, but
yeah. I mean, some of it's cracked.
Can confirm is bottom of elbow.
is bottom of elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But I think to a certain extent that looks like a fold issue and less of the like.
Yeah, there is unfortunately also a little bit of a tear right at that location in the fold, so it could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, it could have folded more aggressively because it tore.
You know what? We're just gonna flatten this image and call this good enough.
Oh God. Oh God.
I don't think Alice is prepared for that. And then I have a very important question about what's going on in this illustration, but I'm waiting for the appropriate like downtime to ask that.
I think I gave Alice an aneurysm.
No, you're good. You're good. And you can like clone brush fix some stuff here. Like
I mean,
think
that's what we're
there's
doing.
plenty of clone brush fixing opportunities here.
I mean, it's mostly a clone brush fixing opportunity, the whole thing. See,
Yes.
like you can kind of see like here, things don't quite line up the way
Mm-hmm.
when you zoom in real
Yeah.
close. This doesn't quite line up.
Throw it out, start all over.
Just,
Yeah.
can we get a new scan in here?
Yeah, I got the file on my computer.
No, just a whole new scan.
Oh, okay.
I have the file too.
I mean, it almost looks like it's cut in the wrong spot here, but I'm sure it's because it's not you cut in a straight line and certain parts are going to be appropriate and not appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we could just go all the way back, start over.
We don't have to.
I feel like it's gonna bother me.
Is it?
Yeah, like look at that.
I mean that dice that
dice, yeah.
It looks a little, and like her shoulder sleeve.
Yeah. I mean, like, and the cup, like, it looks like where you cut, it's fairly even. Like, it doesn't look like it needs to be bumped out. That first knuckle is going to be a large one.
Yeah, give him the knuckles, see?
She will,
in 1890s France.
Right.
yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog showing up soon.
All right, we went way back in time. All the way back here to select none. All right. So, let's look at this now. Let's look at a real close up and figure out what we need to do. So over here, like this is just in rough shape. You can see the board underneath of it. You can tell like the fold starts here and goes to like here.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you did two cuts, like one alongside each part of the fold?
I mean, that's what I did though.
But you mostly went one direction though.
Huh? I mean,
Like-
also the fold gets weird because over here it's much more narrow.
Yes, you are correct. It is not even.
Because it's like growing the further you
Yeah.
go.
And so the places where it ends up being the worst are when it's at its widest. It's actually, it seems like it's basically like narrowing to a point at the one end.
Yeah. Like right here, it's pretty tight.
It's basically a point.
Unless this is also part of the fold and it's just in good shape.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the
look,
fold
it's a little crease
like
there.
collapsing a bit. That looks like some sort of like tear.
It goes the whole
or
way.
cut.
It goes right into the rest of it. Watch.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But the lines all match up along that line. Like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not messed up there, but I'm saying I think this is the other part of, like, this is the fold and this is the fold. Like here and here. And it is still there. It's just down here, it's in rough shape, but up here it's fine. But it's still the fold.
I think the two parts of the fold are the two parts of the gap. Like, I wish I had numbers and not a dog barking. Gaspard, you're fine. Because like
you can definitely tell here at her elbow. Oh no, wait, that's a little tear.
Yeah,
right there.
well,
I mean, it's a tear
like,
on her
Yeah,
elbow.
I told you there was an elbow and a tear.
Yeah.
So there's the tear, but then the top part that you just had it on, that was also fold business. I feel like
This is
like that's a fold,
yeah. This is
and then
all folded wrong.
and then the tear is the part of the fold. I'm gonna turn my volume down while my dog loses his mind.
Oh,
So-
the physics of hinged objects.
Yeah. Free select tool.
The second I turned my volume down, he stopped barking.
Mhm.
Where's the? There used to be like a straight line polygon tool. Where'd that go?
Is it in the
Path
What's
tool
McCall-
would probably work. I don't know that makes selections though. I think that draws.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can.
Dun, 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 dun. Draw right along this elbow. So we know right here is part of the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
We can just kind of follow the problem along.
Yeah, you just follow the problem.
That's right here. All right here.
That's half the problem, but the other half of the problem is, of course, that inconsistent amounts of material are being folded underneath.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a problem for later, Jonathan, though.
that's one problem at a time. I mean, here's part of the issue where this is like you actually see the fold as it goes over. I'm gonna say the problem starts when it starts deforming, right there.
I mean, I think the problems. That's certainly a large problem area.
The problem starts with the board game being badly damaged after 130 years. Let's put this where the true problem lies, the original item.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But Jonathan's focused on the now problems. I can't travel back in time to preserve this board game.
Maybe that's what we should be focusing on for this, though. Maybe that should be the new focus of the show.
That would
time
make
travel.
making these board games easier, is if we just went back in time and preserved
and played them in their own time,
or just brought them to the future.
That
would solve
Welcome
this.
to all aboard our time machine.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll just follow the problem. The way we have.
We have amused Kayla with the one problem at a time quote.
Yeah, she doesn't believe me.
All right, Grumpy Gaspard is now on my lap, so I'm sure that'll go better.
Oh, where's
Oh,
that?
no.
Right here. There it is.
Now I have a very jealous dog.
You put yourself in that position. Let's be clear.
Okay. This area is awful.
I can't believe we're halfway through spooky month already.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I don't know what to do about that area right there. It kind of... I don't know. We'll just follow the problem. That's what we decided we were going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do about this later.
But we know it's a problem.
But we've marked it. This is a problem area. There's like 2 problem areas through here, though. That's...
Okay, so like in theory, you could just bump the top, like the top part up and the bottom part down. And then do stretching as needed. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So like instead of like you're going to need to take everything above the top line and push it up, and everything below the bottom line and push it down, and then.
Yeah, that's what I did last time.
But you had only one gap of white. You should have 2 white gaps, right?
Well, that's when I was making those last adjustments, and then I was like, this isn't cut right.
Oh.
But that's what I was trying to do. So I guess at some point in time, the board is at its widest, which is probably like this. This is probably as wide as this center portion can be.
Yeah.
And probably
Yeah.
what we should shoot for the whole thing being consistently that wide. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what to do now.
I
I mean, I can go up here. Well, that just went away. Well, okay.
would.
Thanks a lot. Where did you go?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, come on now.
Oh no.
Selection tools.
I can't watch Jonathan scroll this fast. It's making
Is this the one where you draw? No, okay, you can do lines. We'll just do it again with this selection tool. What? All right. Well, let's go. I guess let's just go do it again.
Oh no.
Sad.
Yep. Now we're using it with a different tool, so
Okay.
it's actually we're learning things. This is a learning opportunity.
If you're watching, we were just showing you how not to do it. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're not editing something in real time trying to do something similar to Jonathan.
Don't use the pen tool for that. If you do, you're gonna have a bad time. If you pizza when you should have French fried, you're gonna have a bad time. Little girl's dress is all messed up.
I love how their cocoa cups are even labeled branded. It's all about branding.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my all-important question about the illustration, because my question is now front and center on stream again. Has anyone ever made an entire teapot full of cocoa? I don't think I've ever made cocoa in any way, shape, or form other than like buy the individual mug. And I'm like fascinated by this like woman just pouring an entire teapot full of cocoa, which is going to be a real pain to clean later.
I mean, my mother has.
I understand it from an efficiency perspective if you're trying to give cocoa to 7 children. I just I'm thinking about trying to clean that teapot out, and it's making me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's very upsetting.
Yeah, she'll make a whole pot of cocoa at like Christmas.
Okay, so Kayla says one saucepan at a time. Yes, but a saucepan is not a teapot.
Yeah,
Saucepan,
that's
much easier to clean. 19th
Absolutely.
century teapot, not going to be easy.
I think that's totally fair.
There's going to be cocoa granules in that spout forever.
I mean, I guess like a real solid pipe cleaner.
Maybe. And that is the kind of thing they'd have.
Yeah, I think
Riveting
this is-
stream.
I was like, I was gonna ask you if there's any other like, are there any spooky board games or like creepy board games
In general?
in in the collection?
Oh, I was like, I don't know if you're asking me in general. Yes, there are many spooky board games.
Oh yeah, we have some at the Studios Technology Lending Desk. Bookings.live.vt.edu.
You don't have to yell it. You got real excited all of a sudden.
Actually, she's obligated to yell it. It's a branding thing.
It's on her
Yes.
PD.
Did you know that there's some great things at Studios Technology Lending Desk?
All right. What do I do with
No,
this?
you and Jonathan got to see most of the games that I have been readily available to put my hands on. I don't know that I would actively consider any of them spooky, but that all comes down to perspective.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, this is fun.
Okay.
I like this. This is good. Good.
But I agree,
good.
Kayla. Betrayal at Hill House, the House on the Hill is a spooky board game. When I was growing up, my best friends had a board game that was a horror board game that had a VHS tape that went along with it. So you'd have the VHS tape playing while you were playing the board game. And
VHS tapes are
creepy-
scary. That's true.
And this creepy guy who was like the Crypt Keeper, but not the Crypt Keeper for branding purposes, would come on and scream and be like, whoever's turn is next. And then you'd have to like do other things.
Oh, they played that game on Funhouse. I've seen that.
Yeah, I played that a lot when I was growing up.
It didn't
It
look
was
that
called
fun.
it was called Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So if you're interested, yeah, Nightmare, the bizarre 90s VHS horror board game.
Do we have a copy of it?
I don't imagine so.
Seems like a gap in our collection. All right, I'm scrolling back and forth because I'm trying to figure out what to do.
I don't know what Kayla's spamming chat with, but I'm concerned.
It looks like a coffee machine. It's a cocoa machine? Is this a cocoa machine? A cocoa carafe? A cocoa carafe? Cocoa carafe? Cocoa dispenser, indeed.
So, more importantly, apparently there was a Kickstarter last year for a remake of this game.
Was it successful?
I don't know yet. I'm investigating. So in North America, we call this game Nightmare. Apparently, it was also called Atmosphere. And they ran a Kickstarter. It was in fact successful, and it is available for pre-order.
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks 6 days ago they had like an update or something. It looks like it 'tis the season, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you ever want to play this game, it will be available again soon.
If we can get a version, I will try. But always hard for universities to, back stuff on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to figure out a. Oh wow, I love how they spell atmosphere.
Well, yeah. So I think it was a European game first, which I didn't realize. We always played it as the North American version, Nightmare.
Good times. Jonathan, you look sad.
I'm trying to figure out what. Okay. Yeah. All right. I get it. Let's do that then. Hide those
What's your
two
solution?
layers. No, no, select all. Select that.
Oh, that's a fancy pot. What the heck? That's a very fancy pot. Brought to you by VTUL Kayla.
It looks like somebody should be narrating over this for a documentary.
Yeah, that like very specific slide.
Yeah.
It's called the Ken Burns effect.
It's called the what? What'd you call me?
It's my dog are barking sadly, but it is the Ken Burns like particular types of panning and zooming in and out of images to make documentary style things.
Mm-hmm. I need to zoom
These
in
are very fancy cocoa pots.
All right, there. We're gonna edit, cut. And paste as new layer in place. All right, then we'll hide that layer. Oh man, I left like, dang it. That's what I was trying not to do. Wait, maybe I can undo that. Undo item visibility, undo paste. Undo cut. All right, let's go a little bit more. That got it. No, why is it still? Maybe that line doesn't actually go there. All right. Hide that layer. Okay, yeah. We got it all. All right, then we'll cut this last section. Then we'll have each of the sections in their own layer, and we won't flatten them because it bothers Alice. And also,
I mean, it just allows you to make more changes down the line if you do something you're like, wow, that was not good.
It's the more effective way to work. We all understand that. But it's more daring.
I mean, if you are like, I can understand flattening before doing like general effects, like if you wanted to brighten the colors up,
Yeah,
or
I
something.
will do that at the end. I'm just
which would probably be a slightly appropriate thing to do, assuming some yellowing of the paper and things like that.
Yeah. Paste as new layer in place. All right.
Princess House Coffee Carafe. Wow. It even has a fancy name, Kayla.
I'm gonna delete this layer then. All right. So we have all the different components of this thing in different layers. So that's good. Select that. So we're not selecting anything. All right. Next step, let's make this canvas bigger. Image, canvas size. How much bigger? 650. Is that enough? Is that too much?
It depends on how many, like, it depends on the resolution, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just guessing.
Okay. Sure.
Does that seem like enough space? Too much space?
I think that'll be okay.
get pasted layer number 2. And move it up.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. So you're just okay.
What's the question? None of those were questions.
No, it's all I was wondering if you have the ability to like warp along points. Like create a few warp points on the polygon and then
Create a few warp points.
like
This isn't Mario Kart.
what'd you say?
This isn't Mario Kart. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. No, you know, like once I mean, I think this is a good start, like push everything down, but then there will be things that need to be like slightly warped along the lines. And if you can create like, okay, I'm going to be adjusting like this image slightly here and there. You know, like how you have like warp what are they called? On like a bounding box, you have the corners and you can do some like warping of it slightly. If you can add points to that
Transforms?
and then warp along those points. Maybe I'm wrong. Never mind. It's all good.
I mean, all right. So here's where we're at. We add
So-
back these pieces, and we've got this space, which,
This we're definitely looking much better than last time.
yeah. Is this too much space? You think?
I don't think so.
Kira, what do you think? Too much? It's just right?
Maybe a little. I don't know. This is not a question I should be weighing in on.
Why
I don't
not?
have useful input here. Feels like it's a little. Well,
I think the bottom cut is in an odd. Well, unless there's like a second fold, is probably what's happening.
I don't think there's like a second fold because it's just the one hinge.
I mean,
It feels like a
there's-
little too much, but but then like some of the number spacing, some of the numbers look like they're closer together on this side of the board than the ones on the other side. Just as a general rule, not the ones that are currently being like warped. I mean, just in general, it looks like some things. Oh, I guess not. I guess it's just that 40. The 41 looks spaced out really a lot. So that's why it's a bad
think-
comparison.
Yeah, and some of the number. Yeah, I think the four. Yeah, it may have just been lettered differently. Yeah, because like I just see like there's definitely like a fold along like where 42 is. You can see where the blue kind of blips up. Like not right next to the 42. On the and it's just like odd. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Does that work all along? Yeah, because that connects okay, doesn't it? Right? Oh, that looks good or better, maybe. The general spacing looks pretty good. Yeah, because that's easier to gauge now. Does that look good? I feel like that looks good. The general spacing of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's look at this
yeah.
one.
I think it's good enough to like again. I don't know GIMP well enough to know if like it has like some of those like I guess you could probably just use clone, but like those tools that do like just
mean,
a little
there's a-
smudge.
There's smudge and blurs, and there's a transform tool here, which we used last time. Perspective, 3D transform, flip sheet,
Yeah.
scales, rotates, uniform transforms. I got all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Perspective
Yeah, I think
clone.
I'm trying to
Could just try to heal the whole thing.
yeah, I don't think I mean you could try.
Just
You could
heal the whole
certainly
thing.
try. I think it's definitely not too much. I think especially where you're looking right now, it almost looks like not enough.
Hmm.
Like if you consider where like the circle of the 42 to be a circle would go, it almost feels like it would go a little good enough for it probably is good enough for government work. I think that is also true. But like the 11 like I don't know, like that seems like it's going to end up being more oval than circular, but it's probably as said in chat good enough for government work probably.
I mean, also it's worth pointing out that while the circles are circular, they're not always placed exactly.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking at the original again.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just say it's good enough.
Let's go with it. Let's do it. This looks great. Great job. Da da
Gonna,
da 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 da.
gonna have to be.
You need to
'cause
get that sound effect with just a button you can push to play, Alice.
I know, but the issue is that I have to play it into the microphone. I don't know how I do that. Maybe I just get like a little I don't know. I have to get like a little boom box or something.
All right, let's go get our clone tool.
Does the Studio Technology Lending Desk loan boom boxes? Put it on the list.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Don't make these suggestions.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't think we have a boom box. I mean, we definitely have some speaker things available now.
I guess I should
Speakery
make-
speaker things. Is that a technical term?
No, we have some speaker sets. Is what we have. Speaker systems, sound systems.
put it at the bottom.
Making
is the
some
way.
new layers.
This is the layer we're gonna draw on.
This is not the layer we're looking for.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Okay. Now I gotta remember how to put the clone tool on one layer and then draw on a different layer. That sort of worked, but not really. Let's go. Let's just put the clone tool down here. Shift for straight line. Control to set a new clone. There we go. Set that. Then we're going to draw on this layer. But we're not drawing on this layer. Weird.
You're not allowed to draw on that layer, apparently. Just kidding.
No, I can't remember. Try shift for a straight line. Oh, okay. That doesn't help me in this context. But nice tip. Yeah.
I feel like you didn't feel like that was a nice tip. I feel like there was some sarcasm there.
Time to Google stuff.
Oh. And this, if you're watching our stream, is how you learn. Google stuff when you don't know how to do it sometimes. But also, don't always trust everything you read on the internet. I don't know how to resolve this.
Definitely don't trust everything you read on the internet.
Dun, dun, dun. You can clone from any drawable, any layer, layer mask, or channel to any other drawable. You can even clone to from selection masks. You can clone from any layer of the image by clicking on the image display with the control key held down while the layer is active, as shown in the layer dialog. Alignment set to none, aligned or fixed in the tools option, then the point you click becomes the origin for cloning. Image data at that point will then be used to first begin painting with the clone tool, and source selection mode, the cursor begins with a reticule cross symbol. That doesn't, that's what I tried to do. And
It just doesn't like you.
that was a little odd. Okay, so we're on this layer. We're going to set the clone tool. Then we're going to go to this layer. Well, no, it says the cursor
Clone, like
changes.
nobody's business.
But that's not what happens. If alignment is set to none, aligned, or fixed in tool options. Where's my tool options up here? Right here. Tool. No tool options displayed. Clone. Here they are. Mode. Yeah. Let's see. Alignment none. If alignment is set to none, aligned, or fixed in tool options, and the point you click on becomes the origin for cloning. It was set to none. Sources. Anything in here about layers? No, I don't see anything. Cartage. Edit this dynamic.
Yeah, usually you need to be on the layer that the source is on, though. Right? I don't know.
Let's see. Up on Reddit. Use sample merge option on clone tool. On the layer you wish to draw, just clone what is under or above, provided it is visible.
Oh, that's nice. Nice feature.
Hmm. Yes, the layer is visible. Put the stick layer above the clean layer. Erase the stick to transparency. You need to have an alpha channel for this. It's only by default merge down the two layers. I don't want to merge the layers. I know I can do that. Not helpful. Person on Reddit.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Who would have thought a person on Reddit would have not been helpful? I'm also going to say these Google results are not helpful.
You better not let the internet hear you say things like that. You're going to get the stream knocked off again.
True. The Google gods will come down and smite the stream.
No, it doesn't. You liar.
Oh my gosh.
We've reached
Sad.
the part of the stream where Jonathan is very serious and is
How do you copy? Makes me grumpy. Everybody just keeps saying the same thing, but that's not what's working. So go to the layer. This is the active layer. Set your clone tool location by control clicking. There, it's set. Then go to the layer you want to draw on. Then you draw, and nothing happens. Look how.
Why are you going below that layer, though?
Hmm?
Oh, I guess it would be working on that. It should be.
You should be able to see it through here. Yeah.
If you do, what does it work if you put it on a layer on top?
Well, then you can't. What?
Wait, it looks like it's working though, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like there's some drawing there?
oh,
It does look like there's some drawing there, but it's.
Is there like some white on one of the other layers or something?
Hold on. Let's get rid of all that garbage. Okay. So there's that. We got rid of all that. Is
Like if you just go to your top layer and draw, does it work what or something?
let's see. This layer. We'll just draw here. No, kind of. Which one?
It's because you have something selected. It looks like you have something selected.
No,
deselect?
it's there is white on this layer. So that's what the problem is. That white was covering the other white portion of the layer. Okay. Well, then let's just. And now we're on a different layer here. This one? No. Is it you? No. Is it you?
I mean, you could also do the clone drawing on like a whole separate layer, right?
Well, that's what I was doing. I made this whole last layer here at the bottom to be the clone drawing.
But why would you not do it on the top of all of the other layers?
All right, hold on. Let's I think I see what you're doing. I gotta undo some stuff first, and then we'll. All right.
It's all good. I was just trying to understand your logic there.
No, I see. I need to make the layer transparent then.
Yeah, a transparent
It's
layer.
gonna-
And
if
I'll,
it's
if
gonna-
that causes trouble,
Then we'll put it up
I'm
here
used to
on
working
top,
in less raster graphic stuff.
and then we set our clone. Then we go back to the top, and then start cloning.
And then you have full flexibility and anything underneath gets preserved in the process in theory.
Oh wait, I'll reset it here. Dang it. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, getting those lines all happy is going to be.
Happy little lines? Are we making happy little lines?
Well, the thing you could do is do something like that and then warp it slightly, like draw the line, get a line in there, and then do a little bit of funky warping to get it to line up, maybe.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a big enough thing that you're probably not gonna notice this. These little details, but let's
You'll know that they're there.
oh, I'll
just
know,
kidding.
but I mean, there's already a bunch of stuff I'm not happy about.
Yeah, because like that's so close. If you warp it up just a little.
I'm not sure what you mean by warp it. I think I think I have some powers I don't have.
Like you select it and then use this.
Nothing.
You've shown me like a warp tool in this already.
Yeah, but I don't know how that thing works.
What'd you say?
I don't know how that thing works.
But that's
This perspective one right here. What, how am I,
you
how do
absolutely have the power. It's the matter of you know, oh gosh, that's that whole layer. I mean, you could do that too, and that'll help get you more in line. But the point is, you don't want to work the whole thing. You want to work portions of it at a time. Sorry, my dogs are sad.
Remember Alice's motivational speech, Jonathan. You can warp anything you want. You have the power.
I mean,
Power.
that is pretty motivational. I'm trying to think what the best way to do this is. Would it just be better to just draw over this middle section? Or would it be better to...
I think you want to keep some of the middle section because
This part's
it is-
well, we could also just shift the middle section by cloning it over itself.
you're going to end up with some of the same problem, won't you, though, where like the lines don't quite line up.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, part of the problem is this line doesn't really seem like it's in line with that line.
Yeah, no, and like, yeah, it's going to have problems at both ends for sure. And that's going to be a problem with any line work you have.
Gonna have
And there's a
bad
lot of it.
time. Let's go back to the clone tool. I'm just gonna keep goofing off until it looks good.
Well, and I think if you clone a bunch, I think, yeah, you can do some, again,
Wait, that's
funky
not
warp
right.
business, and that can be a tool you learn next week or something, you know?
Tool I learn next week.
Next week,
You give me
Next time on
homework?
Dragon Ball, because
I was
you've got
gonna
20
say,
minutes.
we don't have a stream next week. We have a stream in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Which gives Jonathan 2 weeks to learn how to use that tool.
Boo.
I'm just kidding.
2 weeks to think about how he's going to learn how to use the tool on stream.
I'm not here to tell you what to do, Jonathan. I am here to provide commentary.
Ayla's so optimistic.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Alternatively, we could rescan this board game and pay a whole lot of
No.
attention to the.
Yeah, could you go ahead and take care of that?
I mean, with 2 weeks, yeah, sure, I can get you a new image
It's-
file.
You're still going to have the same issues. It's not like the creases magically go away.
Well, the only thing is, like, we'd have to build. Yeah, we could build a prop to put underneath them and then flatten them with something, and yeah, we
You're
could
gonna have to do
attempt to compensate for this, but yeah.
I mean, I think some warping business will. I think it'll get the job done. I truly have faith. Mostly.
I don't know why you would do that.
Why I'd have faith.
Yeah.
And I have faith in your abilities to make this look big.
That's a bad plan.
I didn't say I had a plan. Like, I don't have a spreadsheet or anything.
Let's make the clone tool smaller.
That could work. I was gonna.
Brush. Make the brush smaller. We'll make it a tiny little clone. And then we'll go up here to this top layer. We'll set a little clone bit right there. Then we'll go to this layer. And we'll just draw stuff in.
Okay, I'm gonna look up how to warp in this software.
That really sounded like a, God, this is a dumb idea. He's got.
Can I tell you that I wrote how to warp in this software into Google?
In this software, like you didn't even name the software. You just typed it.
I just wrote in this software. It's fine.
Apparently, we need to do a stream on how to format your Google searches.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
These include critical information, like which software you're talking about.
I mean, granted that I get emails like that. Ooh, wow, that's so cool.
Wow, why isn't Jonathan doing this?
Wait, actually though,
Oh
no, click on the little wave tool. The little wave tool.
This one? Yeah,
Is
look,
the
it's
warp
called
tool.
warp transform. Look at that.
And then just like move pixels around a little bit. It should work.
I told you, Alice, we're not supposed to tell Jonathan what to do on this stream.
No, that's fine.
It's not working. I have to look at.
No, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm gonna undo some of this dumb stuff I did earlier. Let me get on to the layer that matters. We'll just sort of make that one a little like that. We'll make this one a little bit.
You can use it to grow, shrink, or move pixels, and I think it should be on by default on move pixels. So you can like bump it a little bit.
Yeah.
Using that little wave tool.
We're just gonna drag all these down a little bit.
I was thinking you could bump them to the, like you could do the clone tool and then bump them to the side, but you're basically doing, you can also make it bigger too if you were going to bump it just like that. Like your little selector.
That's kind of what I'm doing here. Just kind of redirection.
Because it's
a little bit.
I feel like no, it is working in some ways.
Mm-hmm. It's working in all the best ways, you know, the kind that seem like they might be sufficient. Those are the ways.
Do you have an area selected? Because it looks like it's not like moving down. Maybe it's just not on my screen.
It's because it's on like 15 layers.
Oh, okay.
I see. Can I make a new? No, that won't work. That won't give me the benefits of anything. I was like, I could just make a layer where it's all merged, but keep the other layers.
You could. I would do cloning and then use the move pixels tool after you clone and it's just slightly off to like just bump the clone. You know what I'm saying?
Like that, and then
fix it. And then you can just like bump it a little bit, you know, to make it more in a straight line. I would make the clone a little bigger though. Maybe not. Yeah, like that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you could, as needed, bump a little bit. Looking better already.
It's starting to look semi-repaired. No, that's not what I needed to do. Just top layer. that's pretty close.
Yeah, well, and again, just do a little bump, and you'll be good. And when I've done this in the past or something like it, that's why I've put my clone layer on like the top layer, because then I can like bump everything around as needed. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, and you can just bump that layer where you've got the little corner there off a little bit.
Yeah, it's good enough. And let's go to the top layer. We'll make a little marker there.
Looking great. Yeah.
Went too far south.
But again, you can adjust as needed. Yeah, I think as long as you don't pick up the white, you're good.
Hey, also, since we're talking about board games, should we mention library game night?
Library game night
Oh,
happening.
I just mentioned it.
Oh, dang. I can't mention it now. It's been mentioned, so it's done. It's over.
Yeah. But library game night is back. And well, it's not that it went away, but it's back in person this year.
Back in person, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Dun, dun.
That's all we have to say.
Yes. That's good because we already have one of our colleagues put it on their calendar.
We love it. We love to see it.
Oh yeah, I can't see the chat anymore.
Oh.
I was doing those Google searches.
We love to see it.
We'll have board games and video games. It's going to be a lot of stuff that we haven't had before. I think we're like doing everything at once, and tabletop RPGs and gaming workshops.
Yes, it's going to be
And-
fun.
And snacks and all of the things.
All of everybody's favorite things.
All right. Things are coming along.
Yeah.
Also, we should mention. Should we mention role and play stuff?
Yeah.
Or do we
Role-
want to forget that I said that?
That's fine. We're looking for people to play on Roll of Play.
Jonathan's got some games planned. I have at least one and a note. I have a note with 4 more ideas on it. I just haven't flushed them all out yet.
Yeah. So fancy.
We're gonna maybe play some new systems.
We
Or
love
some
to see
systems
it.
we don't play as much.
All right, wrong one. Gotta go this one.
You might just have to go to the lower layer and bump to match. That looks better. It'll just look like the ink bled a little bit, you know?
It'll just look like it's like some sort of really old board game.
Yeah.
Well, almost as if it was a really old
Hey,
board
that
game.
looks good. That looks good.
All right. Yeah. And then we got to figure out what to do about this E.
Is there, I mean, you could definitely do some cloning. Is there any other, like, can you copy an E from somewhere else and then just blend the edges in?
I don't know. That's kind of what I was wondering, but I don't know where there's another E that would work.
It's basically working.
Yeah, we'll go get this little wave
Yeah.
tool, and we'll just smudge some things here a little bit. And just move them around. Yeah, close enough. There's probably more we could do, but eh. It'll just be fine. Clone tool.
Yeah, is there an E anywhere on here? Oh yeah, I can just fill that in too.
Oh. Just leave some little patterning there. Sort of plot some stuff around.
Looks pretty good. You would never know that it was folded. And again, this will also be in a crease. So it will be part of the board game that is kind of hidden.
Get rid of these shadows.
Get out of here, shadows.
We're not going to have a crease later, shadows.
As a side note, it is 4:55. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Your 5-minute warning.
5-minute
Yeah,
warning.
I've got.
We all turn
Trouble.
into Spooky Month pumpkins at 5 p.m.
That would be pretty cool.
I actually got distracted because I started thinking about another game I want to run on Roll to Play. So
Okay.
That's kind of distraction.
now I gotta put that in the GM form.
Yeah, if you want to run a game, you can put stuff in the GM form too.
Yeah.
Yep. We
Come
have
to
to-
think of it, it would be a good. I should have planned further ahead. It would have been a good one to run during Spooky Month, but I don't know if we can
Is that
pull
the
it off
one?
that
Nope.
fast.
Join roll of play. That the one? There we go.
There
Hell
we
yeah.
go.
I remember our commands.
Hmm.
Look at that. Doing the business.
What?
I said doing the business. I don't know what you're laughing at.
I'm laughing at my ideas. That's what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
No, I am laughing at my idea. It's a good one. It just started. I had an idea that's on this sticky note, and I was like, "Is this gonna work?" And then I realized it is gonna work.
Are we gonna workshop it right now?
No, I don't want to spoilers.
No spoilers for
Spoilers, the game.
Well,
that
I
you're-
suppose we'll have to tell people what the game is if we want to recruit them to play.
I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
it is the dedicated dedicated fans that we have here on All Aboard. You know, it's not just any Joe Schmoes that we have here.
Sorry, Joe
Uh,
Schmo.
Sorry, Joe.
I know you were here to watch me
Let's see.
Photoshop things.
I don't think Joe's here anyway, so.
No.
Oh my god, rotation. Oh no, just moving a lot. Top shelf fans. These are truly our top shelf fans, the folks who are here right now.
Mm, Top
Someone
shelf.
I just realized I had my phone here and I didn't think I did. That's a fun thing. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Did you want me to spoil my idea? I mean, it's not
No.
spoiling because it's gonna have to go on the. People are gonna have to know what the game is. So after our successful Dadlands run in a previous semester, I really want to run some different games. So I have already submitted one that is a sequel, sort of not exactly a sequel to a game that the three of us played on stream. The game is a sequel, but the session I'm going to run is not a sequel.
Okay.
But it's the Deep Forest, the sequel to the Quiet Year.
Ooh.
So we're going to run that, hopefully. But the one I'm working on right now, which I have to put my description together, is I really want to run a Dadlands again. And what better comedic work of fiction to run it against than Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Guide?
Oh my gosh, that does sound really appropriate too.
Because I think that maybe instead of finding a manual, the dads might be writing a manual along the way. Because it's not the friends we've made; it's the manual we write along the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
That old
love that.
chestnut.
We have
We have support for this idea.
yes, the top shelf fans. What do we call the all aboard fans? Specifically the all aboard fans.
Well, are we?
Like, you know how like streams have like names for their fans?
Yeah, but if we were to run with
Orders.
the train theme, would it be private car
Mm,
fans? I don't know. That felt really flat because it's 5 p.m. and I told you I was going to turn into a pumpkin.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, I know, Kayla. That did not. It's 5 p.m. here. That's my problem.
I like borders. What if we could have like I feel like we could go something like engineer route. But like like how they have Imagineers in like Disney. Like I feel like we could have like the board-gineers. I'll workshop it more. We'll work on it.
Yeah, that one. Mm-mm.
I haven't thrown out
didn't
any
work.
ideas, but I hate all the ideas being thrown out.
Wow.
Wow.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Wow.
Kayla also said nope though. So I
Wow.
mean, it's not like it was not there. It was not there.
I mean, if your community rejects the name you give them, you just gotta move on. So grumpy.
I mean, I like Borders better. So Grumpy from Kinnaman, which is
I assume a reference
fair.
to me. Yeah.
I'm used to Patch's cheerfulness.
Patches should be doing this stream.
I don't know how I tricked all y'all.
Little inside joke there.
All right, these layer things are really annoying me. I'm gonna put these layers down here. You guys get out of the way.
You could always merge them if you want to.
So I might merge these two, if nothing else, because they're annoying.
Patches doesn't have any computer skills. That's too bad. Too bad. Did I get something? What is this?
Yeah, the lack of opposable thumbs is a bit of a challenge. Patches would have some trouble with this.
Yeah, so would Rosie.
Oh, no, now you've done it. Rosie would not be able to do any of this.
No. She'd do a good dance, though.
Yeah, I was going to say she could dance beautifully, but...
We love a good callback.
I feel like I need to pull up the list because Jonathan has some really good games lined up potentially for role play too, but I don't have the list in front of me.
I'll pull it up. Let me see here.
Fix this.
Oh wait, never mind. I'll need to change that link. Ha 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 ha. I will do that later. Let me pull up the thing. Do. Where is this Twitch stream? And then the document that changed recently. Alrighty, we've got Old Gods of Appalachia. Using the Old Gods of Appalachia system when it comes out. Midsummer's Night's Dream, GM by Kira, using the Deep Forest system. Dr. Faustus, using Halo and Horns.
Yeah, that's the one where there's two GMs, one player, and the two GMs are a devil and an angel on the player's shoulders, each trying to get them to do what their goals.
Nice.
Oh, we have to put our other thing on the form that we never got to do either, Jonathan, our Charles Dickens one.
Oh yeah.
Our three GM.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, what Charles Dickens were we gonna do? And then I remembered.
The 3 GM Christmas Carol.
I didn't finish reading this list, did I? Yeah, so then the Dark Tower series. This is a multi-game one using Powered by the Apocalypse. Hanging Balloons by Junji Ito, using Dread. There's some content warnings for that one that are getting cut off by the form. Maybe maybe I'm just looking at it at the wrong thing.
Yes, there are content.
That's my fault. Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind by Miyazaki, also Jonathan. And that's it. That's all of the ones on here right now. But there will be others. And it'll be great. And everybody's going to be happy. And it's going to be a fun time. All of them will be fun times. Yeah. So that's what we have coming up.
There we go. She got a weird arm, but good enough. What time is
Yeah,
it?
I think
5:05.
if you smudge, it's 5:05. I think if we can smudge some things next week and it'll look better.
Yeah. Definitely can.
Not next week. We're not streaming next
Not
week.
next week. 2 weeks from now. This week we have a music stream on Friday. Finale Friday is coming back to you 1 to 3. And also on Wednesday, of course, Archival Adventures, 2:30 to 4:30. And also Ethereal World Building from 3:30 to 5 also on Thursday.
That'd be me again.
And that's the streams.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll schedule the games whenever we have enough players. We'll
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different this time around. We're going to get players to play and then worry about scheduling games.
Yeah.
So that we don't try to force everyone to be available on nights when maybe they're not.
Yeah. Well,
Woohoo.
I mean, made progress. Is it done?
Yes.
No. Is it close to done? No. Does Jonathan's dreams collapsing? Yes. But we did make progress.
There's good progress.
That's what the stream's really about, is how much can we crush Jonathan's dreams before we break him?
Oh,
When's he ever going to be done with? It's the trick of it. It's never. Okay. Y'all should say bye.
Bye, everyone. It's been such fun.
bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for showing up.